Alright, welcome everyone to another night of CEVO-Open playoffs. We are in the loser's bracket and we're in round 4.
10 seconds.
I'm of
remaining.
course Niz, and welcome to NizCast, but we've got Team Midnite once again. They're going to be on the
5
dire
seconds
side and they're going to be
remaining.
going up against Orenda, who's on the radiant side. Now,
Reserve
a
time.
little bit of background on these teams, as I like to let you know how these guys did prior to this event. Well, we've seen Team Midnite throughout the playoffs, but in the regular season, they
Dire
finished
team
5th
pick.
with an 8-4-4 record. And in the winner's bracket, they
Radiant
lost
team
2-0
pick.
in the second round, I believe, to Istari. Now, what's special about that is in the next round, Orenda played Istari, but Orenda unfortunately forfeited out of that game, so they dropped down into loser's bracket, and we get this match. Speaking of Orenda, they finished 16th. They were the last team to make it into the playoffs. They finished 7-9,
10 seconds.
but they had a little bit of an interesting season, I should say, because they only actually played 4 games. And of those 4 games, they've won all of them.
Reserve time.
They basically went through the entire season either forfeiting games or forfeit winning games. So they ended up with a 7-9 record, which just squeezed them into the playoffs, into the top 16. So that's how they're here. And
Radiant team pick.
well, this is going to be a best of 3. But what's important about this best of 3 is this is the loser's bracket round 4, and whichever team wins this gets guaranteed a top 4 finish. And what a top 4 finish does is it also guarantees you a spot into CEVO main next season. Obviously, you want to then win that next match to get into the top 3. Top 3 is where all the money is. There's $701,
remaining.
I believe, last I checked, of prize pool that's getting distributed up among those
5
top 3.
seconds remaining.
So obviously these teams are at least aiming for top 4 or top 3 or maybe even winning the whole
Reserve
thing.
time.
But without further ado, let's get into talking a little bit more about the draft. As Team Midnight's shaking it up a little bit, they opened with a Weaver. That's something you don't see every day, but we've got some bans to go over before that. We've got the Troll and Juggernaut getting banned out by Team Midnight, followed by a Sniper and Axe getting banned out by Orenda. Nothing too surprising there. But what is surprising is, of course, that Weaver first pick. That is very, very different. I haven't seen that. I mean, I can't remember the last time I even really saw a Weaver. So to have it to get first pick, that's definitely going to shake things up for this game. Orenda then picked up Lion. Keep in mind we still have Batrider in the pool, but Vengeful Spirit still in the pool. Those are 2 highly contested picks. Lena, although we didn't see too much of her in our last series, and we didn't really see too much of her on Sunday for SCS either. So, I don't know. Orenda obviously dipping way into the reserve time here. Just going to check the chat. Oh, everyone DC'd. Oh, God. I done goofed. Well, I guess I done fucked up. I don't know what happened. I guess they accidentally picked Weaver and it was supposed to be Venge. Well, was it last cast or 2 casting? I think it was last cast. It was last cast. I somehow managed to not unmute my mic on the stream. And I went through the entire draft with a muted mic, so I was able to recover the audio in the VODs. Those first 10 minutes of the draft on the
Dire
stream
team
were
ban.
completely silent. Well,
Radiant
it's always
team
something
ban.
new. It's always something new, and we had a remake there, so it'll be interesting to see if the teams ban the same heroes. I imagine they will, but who knows. Sniper getting banned. Jug, and then this was Axe.
Radiant team ban.
It's the one thing I actually don't like about being a spectator is the fact that when you hop into the chat, you can't. I mean, when you hop into the game, into the draft, you can't see the chat until you actually open this thing up. But then it covers so much of the draft screen. It's not like a player where it's off to the side, not really cover anything up. So when something like that happens, you don't really see. There we go. Okay, it's the Vengeful Spirit. That's what it was supposed to be, not a Weaver. I guess they're the same color, so.
Radiant team pick.
So Orenda will respond with a Lion, and now it's interesting to see who they choose to pick up. Like I said, Batrider's still in the pool, but you don't typically want to pick a Batrider against the Vengeful Spirit, although we have seen it done in the past. What else do we have? Well, like I said, Lena is a very viable pick right now, and especially paired up with Lion, then you've got both a Laguna and Finger. You can pretty much decimate any hero on the opposing team. But I'm not too sure if they're going to go after Lena yet. Like I said, we haven't seen too much of her in the last 2 casts. But Orenda definitely taking their time here. I have to check chat, make sure no remakes happening. If well, if you're just joining us, or maybe you're just watching in game, I should kind of go over what this is. This is a CEVO-Open playoffs. This is round 4. It is a best of 3. Winner goes on to have a guaranteed top 4 finish. Top 3 is where the prize pool is. Loser, they're gone. The value of being a top 4 team is basically you get a spot in CEVO main next season. So that's what
10 seconds remaining.
Both of these teams are hoping for, but I'm sure they're hoping for some prize pool money too.
5 seconds remaining.
But we had another pick, so that's Bristleback getting picked up by Orenda, and then immediately followed up by a Batrider for Team Midnite. Team Midnite then went with a banning out of the Wisp. So they don't want any kind of Wisp relocate shenanigans happening. Right now we've got
10 seconds remaining.
Well, 2 very mobile supports. Venge and Lion are 2 supports that like to move around, have an impact on the map early on in the game. Batrider and Bristleback are both traditionally offlaners as well. So both teams having a support and an offlaner at this point. Batrider has a little bit of an upside in the fact that he can just abandon and go to the jungle if needed. But Bristleback can also do ancient camps. He can stack them and kill them later on. But he's also a lot tankier in the lane, so he can, step up and play maybe a little bit greedier, knowing that he's got that extra little bit of HP. But he doesn't have the escape ability like Batrider does when he pops Firefly. Orenda banning out Lich. So Lich is actually really strong in 2-on-2 scenarios. He's also relatively strong in a defensive tri-lane, although his laning strength isn't really that strong, but his ability to sacrifice the creeps means you're really starving the aggro tri-lane of both XP and gold. And that really that can be really detrimental to any kind of aggro tri-lane. So Orenda choosing to remove Lich.
10 seconds remaining.
I guess they do have the potential of going aggro.
5 seconds
and that's why they want to get rid of Lich. You typically don't want a 2-on-2 with a Batrider. If anything, they're looking better at 2-on-2ing with a Lich Bristleback. But our next 2 bans were Puck and then Ancient Apparition. So we saw Team Midnite last round play a lot of Venge AA. But not this game, as that gets banned out. And now Orenda picks up Earthshaker. So they've completed their support duo with the Lion and the Earthshaker. And that should allow them to, well, both of them to move around quite a bit on the map. You don't really have the benefit of Earthshaker's Fissure and being able to really kind of lock down the enemy offlaner, because you're going up against a Batrider. He can just pop Firefly and he can fly over the Fissure. So you don't have that benefit, but it still does give you that long range initiate, and that's always valuable. Earthshaker is also good at kind of preventing any kind of aggro, but we typically don't see too many aggro lanes. Anyways,
Skywrath made.
Skywrath's going to get picked up, so it's going to be
Radiant's
Avenged
team
Skywrath is going to be the duo that Team Midnight's going to go with. Once again, another hero that's really strong at moving around, so that's kind of a trend that we're seeing thus far with both these teams. They like to move around with their supports. And we'll have to see which what our mid heroes are going to be, because that determines how vulnerable they could potentially be. But also what
10
safe laners we
seconds
have,
remaining.
and that determines how much you can just leave them alone. So
5
Orenda looking for
seconds
something that
remaining.
should be able to do okay against a Batrider solo. Typically you want to force the Batrider out of lane before you make
Reserve
any
time.
rotations, because Bat's generally pretty strong in a 1v1 scenario. And then Team Midnight, of course, would be looking for something that would be decent against a Bristleback in a 1v1 scenario. But we have to keep in mind that Bristleback, although typically run in the off lane,
Dire
could
team
be a safe lane Bristleback. It could be in the tri lane. We do see that from time to time, but like I said, traditionally it's run in the off lane. And there we go. We see the Lina get picked up. So that's most likely going to be in the mid lane. Lina's basically famous recently for being one of the only mid heroes, or actually the only mid hero that you can put in that lane and pretty much rely on her to win her lane
10
every
seconds
matchup
remaining.
pretty much that's currently in the meta. I understand
5
that Blitz did
seconds
something
remaining.
recently about how you can lane against Lina on Storm Spirit and do pretty well and
Reserve
not lose
time.
your lane. I haven't gotten around to watching that, but I have managed to play a game as Lina, and I can tell you, oh my goodness, that hero's strong. When you put her in the mid lane, and it's very difficult to lose your lane as Lina, and you pretty much get everything that you want. And once you get snowballing, traditionally you go phase boots into Yules, of course with a bottle and that into Yules, and with those two items, your move speed is absolutely incredible. On top of that, you can just basically run up to someone, Yules them, they land right into your stun, and then you wave and Laguna, and they're pretty much dead. And that just helps you keep snowballing like crazy. It keeps giving you that XP because it's all about hitting level 6, then level 11, then level 16 to level up that Laguna blade. And Team Midnight's going to go with a Shadow Fiend to go up
Radiant
against the
team
Lina.
ban.
Huh. The Dire Shadow Fiend, so he doesn't have the luxury of going back to the jungle and farming up a jungle camp as easily as he would on the Radiant side.
Dire
But of
team
course,
ban.
he can still do that. It's just a little bit of a farther trek. Last ban for Orenda was Dro Ranger, so they're scared of a potential safe lane Dro, which would pair quite well with Team Midnight's lineup. They already have 4 ranged
10 seconds
heroes,
remaining.
so a Dro aura would help all those heroes quite a bit, and
5
especially a
seconds
Shadow Fiend.
remaining.
You already have dual minus armor with the Vengeful Spirit and the Shadow Fiend, and
Reserve time.
add a Dro
10
onto that,
seconds remaining.
and it would be very, very devastating,
5 seconds
the amount of damage that could
remaining.
come out. And Team Midnight's going to remove
Radiant
Dusa.
team pick.
So recognizing the fact that they don't really have a good answer to deal with the Dusa at this point in the game, and the fact that Orenda could potentially lane it
Dire team pick.
quite easily and not really have to worry about it getting harassed too much, they choose to ban that out. But Orenda goes with a somewhat similar hero that's quite difficult to kill, but is also very, very strong once he gets farmed up, and that's the Morphling. They do have a silence in the Skywrath Mage, so that could help them bring down the Morphling. But for this part, they're going to have to rely on
10 seconds remaining.
maybe a lasso into a Mystic Flare coming out from the Skywrath
5
Mage,
seconds
or
remaining.
even just using the silence from Skywrath and then followed by right clicks from Shadow Fiend. And Team Midnight will close out their roster with a Brewmaster. Okay, so it's not going to be a Shadow Fiend mid. Most likely they're going to put the Brewmaster mid and safe lane the Shadow Fiend. And then you'll have, Brewmaster versus Lina matchup. That's not too bad. Brewmaster gets harassed quite a bit because Lina's right click has such a long range. So he's going to eat a lot of right clicks, but for the most part he'll be able to, just like he always does in the mid lane, he'll be able to step up, use his Thunderclap and get some last hits and
Prepare
continuously
for
Bottle
battle.
Crow. Well, without further ado, let's introduce the teams and the players. On the Radiant side, we're going to have Team Orenda playing their line. It's going to be their drafters, Authenticity. Playing the Lina is going to be CY. Playing the Morphling is going to be Let's Play Tryhard Dota. Playing the Bristleback is going to be @ho_OK. Check him out on Twitter. And playing the Earthshaker is going to be Baidu. On the Dire side, we have Team Midnite playing the Revengeful Spirit. It's going to be, well, their drafter, Indie Bear. And it seems like this is the only hero he's been playing recently. Mystery is going to be on the Skywrath Mage. Breezy is going to be on the
30
Brewmaster.
seconds to battle.
ABC is on the offlane Batrider. And Cunning, although that's not his name right now, but he prefers to be referred to as Cunning, is going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. Besides that, we've got Boots first on both the Vengeful Spirit as well as the Batrider. And no Boots on Team Orenda thus far, but they did start with a Smoke and a set of sentries online. And I guess it's worth mentioning that
The
the
battle
Skywrath
begins.
Mage also has a set of smoke. Has a smoke.
Money to burn.
So we've got plenty of wards getting placed out. Actually, both wards from, well, 2 wards from either team getting placed already, as Radiant and Dire both have vision of the top rune. And in the bottom rune location, Radiant also has vision of that. Dire, no, but you got a ward that'll at least help the Batrider to some
Dire
extent.
structures are fortified.
And that must have been a misclick, as we have a glyph already used. But let's focus on the lanes potentially here. As in the top lane, we're going to have Breezy on the Brewmaster with the Skywrath Mage and the Vengeful Spirit going up against the Bristleback. That leaves in the mid lane the Lina versus Shadow Fiend, so I was actually wrong about that. And in the bottom lane, that's the off lane Batrider going up against the Earthshaker, the Morphling, and off to the side, the Lion, who's already found that Observer Ward and sentryed it up. So a little bit interesting that they chose to put the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane up against the Lina, but maybe they felt okay with that. Uh-oh, ABC has not skilled Firefly. He elected to go with Tar, and he gets fissure blocked out. And despite what I said in the draft with him being able to Firefly and fly over that fissure, well, he got caught without Firefly, and that fissure blocked him in. And that was our first blood. And Authenticity will be more than happy with that gold on the Lion, as, well, that's going to put him easily into enough gold for a set of boots. And ooh, we might have... Oh, he had already used his raises, I think. He could have potentially kept chasing there. Yeah, I think that definitely would have been a kill, actually. Maybe he was worried about a TP from one of the supports. Or maybe he didn't realize that Lina actually doesn't have stun yet.
Denied.
But yeah, Cunning definitely could have kept chasing for that kill. He had his long raise up in just 2 seconds, and by the time Lina got right around here, that raise was up, so she wasn't basically in a safe spot yet. Mystery picking up a top haste rune and coming in to harass CY a little bit. But now he's going to get hit with that stun, and he's actually going to have just fed CY, and that's an absolute disaster for Team Midnite, as you don't want to help this Lina get further and further ahead, because, well, that's what she's all about, getting further and further ahead. Not that Cunning isn't doing a good job in the mid lane, but it is a difficult lane, and especially as a Shadow Fiend, it takes you a little while to get going. So that's why we see Lina leading the way in CS at 15 and 6, and Cunning a little bit behind at 8 and 4. The safe lane farmers are pretty much dead even. Obviously, we got Bristleback at 15 and 4, but Morphling, he also has 15 CS, but he's got 13 denies, so that's quite significant. That he's denying a lot of the XP away from the Batrider. Okay, he's doing alright at 4 and 0 on the Bristleback, and he's definitely getting a lot more in terms of XP, as he's just about to hit level 3. And in the bottom lane we see ABC, he's only just recently hit 2, and he's definitely struggling down here. He doesn't have any CS, and we're going to see him take another fall as he gets caught out by both Authenticity and Baidu. And that's actually going to allow Baidu to potentially pick up a set of boots soon here. He may just clarity himself, and yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do, buy a set of boots. And that'll put him in a good spot. Well, what's... Okay, we've got the bottle getting crowed from Cunning. Nothing else on the courier yet. He only has 280 gold. So he's still quite a ways away from his boots, actually. That 13 CS definitely holding him back. As you see both mid players just exchanging a move. And we see Lina making a move up to the top lane to bottle up this bounty rune. Mystery just came there to try to take it, but was a little bit too late. And wasn't able to commit onto the Lina as Ho-OK was making a rotation down from the top lane as well to help his mid player. And a little bit of a dive in the bottom lane as both Baidu and Let's Play Tryhard Dota went past the tower to push ABC back, but Baidu's actually found himself in a little bit of an awkward situation here. But he's actually just taking the creep wave with him. And notice how he was constantly stutter stepping as he was walking here. He was stutter stepping to keep the creeps from, or to keep the creeps following him. And unfortunately, I missed a kill in the top lane while I was explaining that. But the Bristleback will get picked off for Team Midnite's first kill of the game. And Baidu will actually take that creep wave all the way bottom. That'll actually help Lina with a little bit more XP and gold. But it also takes that creep wave away so that the Radiant creeps can push. And we didn't see it, but the tier 1 just went down in that bottom lane. So Orenda definitely taking control of this map. And they obviously had a game plan there. They wanted to take that tier 1 tower down pretty soon. While, well, Batrider was underleveled, and I believe he still had Firefly on cooldown, so he wasn't going to be able to kill off the creep wave quickly and defend his tower. And without the next set of creep waves tanking for him, that tower was definitely going to take a fall. Well, I talked about Shadow Fiend having to fall back to the jungle and farm up a camp if need be, and he's doing that right now. So we've got Cunning there. This camp's a little bit further away than the close camp for the Radiant mid player. But this will allow Mystery to just kind of sit in the mid lane and get a little bit of XP. He's probably not going to get too many CS, although he might get some under the tower here. But he does have to be careful, especially with Earthshaker hanging around. Earthshaker actually trying to make a move around behind, but he will run into Indie Bear. Concussive comes out from Mystery. And CY was making a rotation around, trying to come in behind them. But they're definitely both hunting for Cunning in this jungle. The stun will be off the mark. Ooh, probably should have just used the Laguna there. The wave doesn't kill. And one more auto attack, there it is. And CY will get the kill onto Cunning. But now we're going to have further engagement as Mystery's going to go down to CY as well. ABC's even TP'd up here and he's going to go down. CY gets a triple kill. I don't know if they just didn't realize that she had a double damage or what. But now they're going to try to get the stun off onto the Brewmaster, but Breezy's quick on getting the split off there. And now CY's the one in trouble. Indie Bear will come in. Doesn't have stun available. No mana. He does have a clarity, but I'm sure that'll get knocked off quickly. And now CY's making her way all the way back around. And now, I don't know. This is kind of an awkward fight. CY's going to come, get the stun off, but it's actually going to be off the mark. Baidu also threw down the fissure at the same time. Cunning's come in here as well and throws out a set of raises. And Baidu should go down with the next auto attack, and he does. Breezy getting the kill there. Now they're after Ho-OK. The stun comes out from Indie Bear on the Vengeful Spirit. And now Ho-OK will go down to the raise from Cunning. So despite that being a ridiculously awkward set of events, and CY also went down as well, so Mystery managing to get the kill there. What was looking like a rather awkward series of events for Team Midnite, it somehow played out well for them, as the fight just kept going on, and because it was on their side of the map, with ABC TPing up there, they were able to eventually win. But yeah, it was a long fight, and Team Midnite lost. Well, they got triple killed right off the start, and that's no way that you want to be starting a team fight. But we're still only just 8 minutes into this game, so every hero that dies is going to respawn relatively quickly, so they're going to be able to join the fight relatively quickly, and we saw just the effect of that as Team Midnite essentially graveyard zerged Orenda to win that team fight. Now Orenda's going to be diving past this tier 1 tower in the top lane to get the kill on Breezy. Laguna's getting it used there by CY. And we see CY already at a 5-1-0 score just 8.5 minutes into this game. And we have to keep our eye on this Lina, as she's going to be crazy this game. Fisher's going to come out. That's going to lay down, allow for an easy stun from the Lina, followed up by a wave. And now it's 6-1 for CY on that Lina. She's just going to start snowballing out of control. We see she's already picked up a Staff of Wizardry, and that just means the Yule Scepter is not that far away. Oh, Cunning's going to walk right uphill into CY and Baidu. Once again, leading with the Fissure, followed by the wave. And that's another kill for them. CY. My goodness. He doesn't get the kill there, but 6-1-1. I'm getting a little bit of lag here. Hopefully that should clear up. But we also had a Fissure or a stun come out onto Baidu there, who went to step down into the trees. Not sure what that was about. Now he's trying to juke back. Ho-Okay is coming up here to help him out. And once again, still getting lag. I'm sorry about that. Indie Bear is getting chased. CY does go down to a set of neutrals, so managing to deny himself. ABC, his Firefly has ended while he was still up in up on a cliff, so he's stuck up there until his Firefly will be up. But we see it just comes up now, so he'll use that and he'll even take advantage of the fact that, well, his Firefly's active, so he can farm up one of these creep camps and get a little bit more gold, as he's only at 800 gold right now, and he just has a set of boots. So it's 10 minutes into this game, long ways away from ABC getting a Blink Dagger on that Batrider.
My waters rise.
Well, CY did deny to that set of neutrals and got a Sage's Mask, I believe. I can't see whose that is. I believe it is CY's, as it's been dropped on the ground. But that means the Yules is, well, it's pretty damn close. We just need a Void Stone followed by the recipe, and that Yules will be online. And I mean, you can't expect that to be much longer than 14-15 minutes for that to come out. So it's going to be something that Team Midnite's going to have to deal with, but also something they're going to have to deal with is Authenticity, who has been smoked up. He's making a rotation to the bottom lane, but he will get spotted out by Mystery. While that's going on, CY manages to get another kill, but Authenticity is going to actually walk into his death, I think, as Indie Bear is going to come in from behind, cleaning up the kill there. Now, Let's Play Tryhard Dota will waveform away, as there's 4 heroes on Team Midnite chasing him down into the trees here. There will be TP support from Ho-Okay and CY, and now Team Midnite will think better of it and try to run away. CY has been silenced. He's trying to chase down either the Batrider or the Shadow Fiend, whichever one he could catch up to, but he's going to throw out the stun, but that's the max range stun. Just doesn't quite have the range, and Team Midnite will get out of there without losing anyone. So a small victory for Team Midnite. They forced out 2 TPs, and they even got a kill there. They even actually disrupted a smoke, so in the end, that's probably about 300 gold, plus the kill gold. So definitely a slight advantage for Team Midnite there. But I imagine they've got quite a long ways to go to catch up in this game, as we can already see the net worth quite big discrepancy between the Lina and pretty much everyone else, but even the Morphlings quite a bit ahead. And we can actually bring up the net worth right now. We can see it's almost about 6,000 gold lead for Team Orenda thus far, and XP is going to be almost 5,000 as well. And there's that pickup. It was much earlier than 14 or 15 minutes. It's 12 minutes that CY manages to finish that Yule Scepter on the Lina. So that's going to be something that's going to be quite scary for Team Midnite to deal with. They do have the Blink Dagger already up on Breezy. Indie Bear almost done his medallions, and that should free them up to potentially do an early Roche, with Venge not only having the medallion but also Wave of Terror. Roche goes down quite quickly, but we've got another smoke here, and I believe Baidu's probably going to be the one who's going to lead the way. They are not going to find Cunning, as he's already gone out of the jungle, but they might actually be able to wrap around and come in behind him in the mid lane. They actually don't know where he is. They don't know that he just passed this Observer Ward because he was invisible, as he has activated a room, but that's not going to happen. In the end, in the top lane, CY gets a kill on Indie Bear, but he does go down to Breezy, so I'm guessing CY ran in with the Yules. Yeah, it looks like Yules, Stun, Wave, Laguna, but Breezy was there to blink on in, give her a clap. But he's a little too far to help ABC out there, as ABC just gets exploded. Now Breezy will actually have to TP away as he realized that both the fissure, everything that Earthshaker had was unavailable to interrupt him, and also authenticity was on cooldown on his Earth Spike and Hex. So in the end, we've got a 2-for-1 trade, but Team Midnite actually getting a kill on probably the two most valuable targets on Orenda, as it's the both the Morphling and the Lina. Now we're going to have a smoke up from Team Midnite. And looks like they're going to... oh, they're making their way into Roche, but they will just get spotted. Indie Bear's smoke is popped by CY as he was going for the rune. And I think CY is going to go down here. Yes, just 2 seconds away from Laguna coming off cooldown. He did have Yules available to him, but not actually getting it off. I don't think it would have helped him. It would have just basically postponed his death. But we are going to see this quick Roche coming out from Team Midnite as, like I said, once this Vengeful Spirit finishes the medallion, they're going to go in there, do that Roche, and they also have the aura. Excuse me, the aura, the presence of the Dark Lord from Shadow Fiend to help them burn through Roche. And we saw just how quickly Roche went down there. Lina's still dead for another 13 seconds when Roche died, and that Aegis will go on cunning on that Shadow Fiend.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Mystery needs to be careful up here. He wants to deny this tower. Oh, not getting the deny off in time, and instead they're going to go after him. He's going to try to TP away, but Baidu's there with the cancel, and okay, we'll get the kill. So 14-9 now. The kill total for Orenda. And surprisingly, our top farmer, or top net worth in the game actually isn't Lina anymore. She's died 3 times as of recently. And that's allowed Cunning to explode in his farm. And he's now top at 7.1k. CY will get the Yules off onto Indie Bear, and as soon as he lands, he's dead. He hasn't used Laguna yet either, so ABC needs to be real careful here. And he's trying to juke and jive, but it's not going to work out for him. Breezy's now there with the Panda Split. He'll toss Ho-Okay up in the air. He'll try to go after Baidu. Authenticity comes in with the Earth Spike. Misses all the available targets. And Baidu should go down to Breezy here. Yep, Mystery actually uses the Mystic Flare to get the kill there. And we are going to have a disengage. But another 1-for-1 trade. Unfortunately, it's ABC going down for a support. And he's still quite a ways away from his Blink Dagger. He's only at 1850 gold, and that hurts when you're bat. Not only do you want your Blink Dagger, but you want to be making good solid progress towards your Force Staff, so you can blink in, lasso someone, and then Force Staff yourself back at your team. And we actually take a look at Authenticity on Orenda, and he's a support player, and we can see something flying in right now, and that is his Blink Dagger. He's actually he's picked up a Blink Dagger before the Bat Rider, and that's never good when you're the Bat Rider. It's absolutely fantastic when you're the Lion. But you can see just how... Oh, actually, we're going to have an engage here as Authenticity gets a Hex off onto Cunning, but they think better of it and back up. But Breezy's going to just blink in, give the clap to a few heroes, but he's going to take so much damage. He gets finger banged by the Lion, and he's going to go down. We're going to have the respawn here from Cunning, but he's going to go down very quickly short after. And Team Midnite loses 2 there. They were the ones that engaged, so obviously not panning out for them. ABC desperately trying to get enough gold for his Blink. So close. He has enough right now, so expect him to buy that before he engages on anything. There he goes. He just bought it up. Indie Bear trying to run away. Doesn't have a tier 1 to get to. And eventually he will go down. Baidu chasing down ABC. Doesn't have any way to really get him. But he will throw out the Fissure. And then he'll even clean up this creep camp. Haven't mentioned Let's Play Tryhard Dota in quite a while. But he's almost done his Lincolns already. And in fact, he'll actually just purchase the recipe right now. Or sorry, it flies in on the courier right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay's got a Vanguard and 1400 gold. Interesting to see what he's going to be picking up. Oh, he's going to pick up an Ogre Club. So maybe going... that's most likely going to complete a Sange, but it could be towards a BKB, although I don't really see why he would need a BKB. But we'll have to see what he chooses to pick up. We've got Earthshaker just finishing a Force Staff, but CY also picked up a Shadow Blade. which he's going to be using right now, trying to potentially hunt one of these members of Team Midnite. Not going to find anyone, but he will sit in behind Let's Play Try Hard Dota here. See on the minimap, Team Midnite has grouped up quite a bit. They've got 4 together here in the mid lane, and the other one's just a little off into the jungle. And he's actually going to come over and help them out. And this sentry ward sees this observer ward. But they need actual vision to be able to see it, because that sentry ward doesn't have any kind of line of sight. So if Orenda manages to make their way up onto that high ground, they will be able to counter ward here, but not yet. Well, we've got an engage here. CY's come in, and he's been tossed up in the air by his own Yules, and he's going to go down because he's going to land right into a Mystic Flare. Oh, Cutting now standing in the middle of everyone. Will get the Requiem of Souls off. ABC almost dead. Gets the last one off on the CEVO-O, but he goes down as soon as that ends. Now let's play Try Hard Dota. We'll wait for him in. He'll get Yules. Actually, he'll get tossed in the air by the Panda Split, and that'll allow them to focus down Authenticity. Now, Cunning is on the run, and everyone on Team Midnite's basically on the run. Cunning will go down. CEVO-O is getting quite low. Breezy trying to right-click him down, but CEVO-O, I believe, should be fine. Breezy's too slow to be able to pursue. And now we've got another Yules getting used onto the Morphling. And Breezy will actually continue to blink forward. He will get the clap off onto CEVO-O. And I think they will be able to kill him. No, maybe not, because Invisibility Rune just spawns in the top rune location. And he'll take that, and that'll allow him to get on out of there safely. Breezy's going to blink forward. He's trying to find him with the body blocks, but doesn't know that he's actually right next to him. Now he's going to stalk him and follow him here, and he needs to be careful he doesn't run into a sentry ward. But we have more action in the middle lane as CY is just heaping on in, and just gotten a kill on Indie Bear, also now getting one on the Cunning, and CEVO-O opened up on a Breezy, forcing him to TP away, not able to get the kill before that channel finished. So we've had a lot of action this game. 35 kills in just 21 minutes. Or not quite. Not quite at 2 kills a minute, but we're pretty damn close.
Dire's middle tower
And now,
is under attack.
on the back of those 2 kills, Orenda will look to push this tier 2 in the mid lane. The Vengeful Spirit has already respawned, but quite a ways, about another 30 seconds or so until Cunning will be available to defend. ABC taking advantage of the fact that Orenda's all sitting at his tier 2 in the mid lane, and he's just going to farm up their jungle. It's probably one of the safest parts of the map right now when that's going on. And he'll just try and get closer and closer towards his Force Staff. But he's definitely lagging quite a bit behind this game. Earth Spike goes off in the mid lane from Authenticity, just so he can farm up this creep wave. And we see a continuous ward battle, sentry ward battle in the mid lane, as with that Shadow Blade, CY would love to be able to just kind of run up onto this high ground and engage on someone, but as long as Team Midnite's got a sentry ward there, they've even got one further back, they'll be able to prevent CY from running up and doing just that, and in fact they'll probably be able to get a kill on CY rather than lose someone in the process. Mystery doing a good job of counter warding here, finding an observer ward from Orenda. We have a Yasha picked up by Let's Play Try Hard Dota, and looks like Orenda will smoke up as 4, and they're going to make their way. Well, they were going to check the Ancients, and now they're going to check Roche. We don't know what the respawn timer of Roche, and oh, they're going to leave with Roche respawning in 10 seconds. It's a quick respawn on Roche. Mystery and Cunning will hide in the trees here. They obviously know something's going on with a smoke, but everyone will TP away. That's interesting. I believe their smoke got popped when they came around here, but they didn't realize, and they backed away. And the way they TP in the top lane to keep their tier 1 tower alive, that forces Breezy to blink into the trees and TP away. But the question is, what's going to go on with this Roche? As we know, Team Midnite loves to go kill those Roche. We already saw them kill Roche fairly quickly in this game. But I don't know if they are aware that Roche is available yet. I also want to point out that we've got a Mithril Hammer picked up by CEVO-O, so he is going for a BKB on the Bristleback.
I'll let you go.
Authenticity and Baidu. The two supports managing to get a kill on Indie Bear in the mid lane. They did have to... oh, they used Echo Slam as well. I was going to point out that they probably had to use Finger, but they used Echo Slam. They didn't use Finger. Finger was just not available because of mana cost. CY just pushing the top lane, forcing Cunning to TP up here. Okay, Mystery has just checked. They know Roche is available. I believe his spawn timer should indicate that he's going to be up within a minute or so anyways. But Mystery will then make a nice rotation to the mid lane, and with a little help from Breezy jumping and giving authenticity to the clap, then Mystery just drops the Mystic Flare, and that's a nice kill for Team Midnite. But they are still quite a bit behind, 24 to 13 in terms of kills, and we can bring up the gold graph here, and we can tell, well, that's about 13k gold behind, just 24 minutes into this game, so they're losing quite a bit per minute, and they need to stop the bleeding, and it kind of looks like they have a little bit. The graph is still going up in favor of Orenda, but it's not as, the slope isn't as steep. See, Team Midnite is rather grouped up here, and I imagine they're going to smoke and go Roche right now. It looks like that's exactly what they're planning on doing.
Radiant's
They're
middle
going to
tower
ask
is
Cunning to
under
back
attack.
up. They're going to smoke as 5. They're going to drop a sentry, make sure there's no observer ward. And now they're going to go right into Roche Pit. And, well, no one's defending bottom. No one's defending top. This should be pretty obvious. And, yeah, they're not going to go into Roche. They're actually going to run into the Radiant jungle. But they're going to run right into Orenda, who lays down a fissure, and that's actually separating the two teams. Breezy will jump on over. He'll manage to get the kill onto Authenticity right to start everything off. CY will go down as well, thanks to a lasso and change of positioning from ABC. But they've already lost Mystery, and they've lost Vengeful Spirit, and now Cunning's gone down as well. But Breezy still in the split's going to chase down Baidu. CEVO-O is going to get tossed in the air from the Brewmaster split. And in the meantime, Let's Play Tryhard Dota gets a kill onto ABC. There comes the Echo Slam from Baidu. Breezy will now try to TP away. Baidu slams the ground with his totem, but he's just a little bit too far away, and Breezy will actually manage to get his TP off. He's the only hero that managed to survive on Team Midnite. They only got 2 in the process, and that's going to free up a Roshan for Team Orenda.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Baidu's picked up an Ogre Club.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
The Aegis will go on to Let's Play Tryhard Dota, but Baidu picking up an Ogre Club on the Earthshaker. I wonder what that's about. He could potentially be going for an Egg Scepter. Typically you wouldn't pick up an Ogre Club first, though, unless it's a panic like you were about to die. Then you can kind of just quick buy the Ogre Club or something like that. But he's got 817 reliable gold. Chances are he didn't panic buy an Ogre Club. So he could potentially be going for a BKB. We already saw CEVO-O pick up a BKB, and we just see Let's Play Tryhard Dota finish his on the Morphling. He's still going to have to fly in on the Courier. CY in the top lane getting another kill. Cutting is just having a little bit of a rough game. As, he's been, I mean, he wasn't put in the best scenario in terms of lanes, but he did relatively okay. And we actually saw him on top of net worth at one point in this game, but he's since fallen quite a bit down that list. As even Breezy's managed to pass him up. We're going to see another engage here. Indie Bear looks to be the first hero that we're going to lose. CEVO-O is going to continue on his warpath, going after Mystery, who was trying to get the kill onto Authenticity, but he's going to go down before he's able to secure that kill. And again, 3 kills for 0. Orenda managing to take over these team fights pretty handily. You can tell just how far ahead they are. As you look at the supports in the net worth, you see 7,400 net worth on the Earthshaker, 5,600 on the Lion, and just look at how much further ahead. There we go. They are than the 2 supports on Team Midnite. Is just 3,800 and 2,300 for those 2 supports. And you look at the top. You look at the cores. All 3 cores are ahead of the highest core on Team Midnite. And Well, it's going to be quite an uphill battle for Team Midnite to stay in this game and to find a way to get a W. Oh, that's going to make it a lot more difficult as we got an Egg Scepter finished from CY. And that's going to make the Laguna Blade not only have a longer cast range, but also do pure damage. So it's going to penetrate through any kind of BKB pickup. We saw Cunning with his BKB in his stash, so he's since completed that on his hero. But that's not really going to help him against CY in terms of the Laguna damage. It will help him to prevent the Yules into stun, into wave combo. Let's play Tryhard Dota. Getting in a little bit of a battle there with Breezy and Mystery, but he'll just jump right to his replicate. And we had a concussive shot flying across the map. You could see it on the mini-map as it was flying in, but it actually didn't have... there wasn't any like an animation or anything like that as it was flying across the map. So all of a sudden it just hit Let's Play Tryhard Dota, and you could see he had the little effect from it on him, and he was slowed, but he's across the map. It doesn't really matter all that much. But Yule's getting used onto Breezy, and he goes down before he's basically able to do anything. Well, they're going to try to push up into the high ground. Actually, Breezy even used his BKB before he went down there. He'll actually buy back now. TP's into the mid lane. They've already lost Cunning, though. Let's Play Tryhard Dota actually find himself in a precarious situation. I think he is going to go down here. Keep in mind, he does have the Aegis. Or will he? He's going to survive. He's at 150 HP. They just can't manage to get him down. And they lose Mystery and Indie Bear in the process. ABC's going to jump in with Firefly active. He's going to use the lasso on Ho-OK. They're not going to be able to follow up on a kill there. It's just him and Breezy left alive. Breezy will almost die before the split ends. But he does recompile back into his Brewmaster self. And now everyone's trying to come and get the kill onto ABC, who's found himself on the other side of Orenda, but now they will manage to get the pick off there. Good game, well played, gets called by Indie Bear. And Orenda will take game one. Keep in mind, this is a best of 3. So we do still have at least one more game left. But that one felt a little bit one-sided, I have to say. I think Orenda took control of that game fairly early and just kept the ball running. There was a few good things that happened for Team Midnite, but in the end, they just kept losing too many people. And, well, thanks to some good play from Orenda, they just kept snowballing. They kept taking advantage of the fact that they were ahead and playing with that advantage and really pushing it to their opponents. And they just got further and further ahead and managed to close out the game in just under 31 minutes. But like I said, this is a best of 3, so we do still have at least one game left. I'm going to hop into that lobby, and hopefully we should be underway with that shortly. But in the meantime, please feel free to check out all my channels. Twitch.tv/NizCast, where you're most likely watching now. If you're watching on YouTube, then you're watching my VODs. That's youtube.com/NizCast, and you can also follow me on Twitter, where I tweet about everything going on with the cast and with the tournaments and all that stuff, and that's @NizCast. But I'm going to throw it to music, and we'll be into Game 2 shortly. Thanks for sticking with us.